Alright guys, we are back with some more MX bikes. I know it's been a while, but actually it's been about a year. The last track we did was by G-Dub MX. It was Muddy Creek. This is 2010 Sweden by JV. This track, it might be the best MX bike track I've ever played. And it probably is one of the best modded tracks I've ever played in any game. I don't really know what the layout was in 2010, but I trust that it's really accurate and whatnot. But the track, okay, for me, I play this game. I don't play it a lot. I haven't played it in about a year. Yes, I know. So I played for a couple hours trying to get the flow back in the game, and I've never been very good at it. But I feel like we were able to at least ride the track to do it some justice. But there's a lot of pros out there that are a lot better than I am and could do the track more justice. But the track, it was, I wouldn't really say it's a tough track for a player such as myself that doesn't really play, and just to come back. It really isn't a pick up and play game, in my opinion. It's a game you kind of need to grind, find your setup, and just get used to all the stuff you have to do on your controller. I mean, there's way more involved, I feel like, in playing this game than, for instance, a Milestone game or an MX versus ATV or whatever. So yeah, I mean, my muscle memory and my fingers and thumbs isn't the same as it is for the arcade game. So yeah, I mean, it was a tough track for me, but that doesn't mean it is a tough track. It was good. I feel like the ruts were really good. I did have problems bouncing in and out of them, but that's on me. That isn't the creator. It's tough the way you play the game. And it is kind of rough, but I've played tracks that are way rougher than this track. So rough that sometimes I can't even really play the track. It's like the physics of the game, the track got too rough and the bike is hopping all over the place. So I feel like, in my opinion, the balance of making it rough but not too rough. I mean, of course, it's a motocross track, so they could have made it rougher, but you know, to keep it fun to play, I feel like it was done really well. So he also said that he wanted to stay true to the way the track and the weather would be. So it's kind of overcast. If you put the rain on, there's some water on the track, you probably could get a really what's the word I'm looking for? Authentic feel of the track and whatnot. So yeah, at the end of the video, we do show you, this is the second lap we have. At the end of the video, I do have some different camera angles, some third person. I just don't really care for the third person in this game. I know that some of you guys like that, and some of the really fast pro players play in third person. I just feel like it looks weird. I have seen some pros playing it in third person. I'm pretty sure McChicken does, and it looks pretty good, but that's because his movement on the bike and his control and his speed, overall, it just looks better. But for a novice player like I am, the bike is really stiff. We're not very fast, so you feel it looks faster, it looks better. First person makes me look better, yeah? And we always want to look good. So even though I'm sure there's going to be people that say, well, you need to change this thing, change that, maybe, but it's not like I'm not trying. I have looked at different bike setups, I've gotten a bunch of advice, and it just, I don't know, I'm still not happy with my setup. I'm using a combination of several different people's setup, and I did mess with it, which was a huge mistake before doing the video. The first thing I did was come in, change my camera settings, which I feel like are a bit better than they were, and then I messed with the bike setup, and I could literally not even play the game. It was so messed up. I was so uncomfortable. I couldn't even play the game, so I kind of had to remember. I didn't have it saved either, so I had to kind of remember and backtrack what my settings were, and then so I have like half new settings, half old settings, so it is a bit weird. But I'm pretty sure we were able to get 3 or 4 laps without crashing. On the last lap, we almost do crash at the very end, but yeah, I do feel like we did a good job. There was a second track I was going to check out. I don't remember what it was called, but the track itself wasn't so tough. But again, going back to what I was saying about the roughness, that track was so choppy and so rough. It's like I couldn't even really sit down in the corners. And then when I stand, I'm not good enough to be able to stand. There, we almost crashed. I'm not good enough to ride the corners out, especially the really tight ones, while standing. I just really want to dab in the game. You know what I mean? So it was so rough. I'm not saying you can't ride it, but for a really new player that isn't that great at the game, that track was super tough, super pro level. So here we switch over to the TV replay, I believe. And so you get some third person. I feel like the biggest stuff we need to work on is definitely cornering. Shifting a bit more. Sometimes you might say, oh, you need to shift to third, or you need to downshift, or whatever. Yeah, I know that's a problem, but the biggest problems I have are with the corners, getting in, around, and out of the corner in a smooth way. I feel like I'm undercutting the corner too much. On my camera, I feel like I'm going to push over the top, but in reality, we probably aren't going to. And I mean, here it's really slow, like really slow. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to show third person because of that, but again, we haven't played in a year. I don't know. I like the game a lot more than MX Simulator. It's more fun. I feel like it's a little bit easier to pick it up and play it right away, especially if you get a bit of advice or help on the bike setup. But I don't know. I think for me, I just don't feel like I play moto games. I used to play them a lot more. Now, more or less, I play for YouTube. So I guess for me, it's like, I don't know how we didn't crash there. I don't know if that was like a bug or a glitch, because we should have went down in that spot. This is a replay from the lap before. I don't know. I just don't. It's like I don't want to put the time in, the dedication to play the game. This game, these sims, they require dedication that I'm not saying I don't have, because if I really get into it, like Supercross Encore isn't a sim, but to get really good at that game, it took a lot of time and practice and just effort to get to be fast. And I liked the game enough and was super into the game that I was willing to put the time in and grind out the game and whatnot and run fast laps. But yeah, this game, I just haven't really felt it. So if you guys want to see more MX bikes, you want to see us get better, you want to see more tracks, you want to see more just MX bikes content on the channel, let me know in the comments. Leave a like on the video. I don't have a like goal, but if we hit, I don't know, if we hit like 400 likes on the video, we'll probably try and get some more. And there's a ton of content out there, especially since I've been away from the game for so long. There's a ton of new content. I need to get some new bike skins, gear skins, stuff like that. I know our numbers look really bad, but yeah, tons of stuff, tons of tracks. Leave a like on the video. Let me know in the comments, and we can try and do some more MX bikes. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.